Hey y'all, I just want to give some props to JJ Redick, and just to say that the dude is growing as a coach. I've been super critical of him and am still critical of him. I hear a lot of talking heads say that he has a great offense. I heard Colin Cowherd say that today. His offense is fantastic. His offense ain't shit. Okay? The Lakers were 11-3 or 11-4, whatever, 10-4, whatever, because we have Luka, who is fantastic when he is in shape. That dude is awesome. He's better than I thought he was. I mean, yeah, I get why Nico Harrison was fired now. Luka get in shape, man. Yo, it's over. It's curtains. But that's why we were 10-4. It wasn't because, JJ Redick was running this fantastic offensive system. What I will say is this. JJ Redick has realized the value of a center. Last year, he had no understanding or idea about the value of a center until he got kicked in the ass. And if any of you have kids or loved ones, you don't want your loved ones or kids to get kicked in the ass in order to learn a lesson. You want your loved ones and kids to be able to watch. JJ Redick has 75 years of NBA history, and he is just one of those cats who doesn't give a shit about history. When I recognized that when I heard him talking about Jerry West's era of basketball players, and how in the offseason many of them were plumbers, which is a fact. I hear what he's saying. They did work blue-collar jobs in the offseason. It's a fact. But, you could hear a certain amount of disrespect for the past. And now he's settling into the fact that the past kind of dictates the future. There's nothing new under the sun. And you see him playing Jackson Hayes. And not just playing Jackson Hayes, but having faith in Jackson Hayes. And he definitely has faith in DeAndre Ayton. And you're watching him grow as a coach, because that is just something that is different from last year. He still does some things, though. For example, last night there was a point where he had Marcus Smart on Lauri Markkanen. Why? I get it. Marcus Smart was one of our offseason signings. He was relatively high profile. I get that. Okay? But why the fuck would you play Marcus Smart on Lauri Markkanen? And it's certain things like that he has to get out of his system. A couple of videos ago, I spoke about how at the start of the second quarter, in a game versus Atlanta, the Lakers were in the game, and he started the second quarter with 5 guys who had no right being on the court together. It was Marcus Smart, Smith Jr., Jared Vanderbilt, Bronny James, and the center. I can't remember his name. Either way, he had no right having those guys on the court. And what you see every now and again out of JJ Redick is like, look, man, what the fuck are you thinking? Before you even take these actions, a guy like me, I'm a mechanical engineer, you guys. A guy like me knows that you can't have Marcus Smart playing Lauri Markkanen. I mean, what are you tripping off of, man? What are you trying to prove? Do you really feel like you have to put Marcus Smart in the game that bad that you have to put him on Lauri Markkanen? That's dumb. And in a different game, those minutes might lose us the game. And the coach can't do that. The coach can't be that to his team. So the dude still has some growth to do. But you don't see as much dumb shit. I'm sure he went back and watched the game against Atlanta and said, what the fuck was I thinking running that lineup? Who do I think I am? Right? See, when JJ Redick runs a lineup like that, or when JJ Redick puts Marcus Smart on Lauri Markkanen, then that's JJ Redick's, basically throwing a behind-the-back pass just because you're up by 23 points. That results in a turnover pick 6 type play, right? You throw the behind-the-back pass, trying to get cute, and the other team takes the ball and goes down the court for a layup. That's what JJ Redick does sometimes. He still has that in him. With that being said, I see him growing as a coach. He's not doing huge, stupid things. And if he did do huge, stupid things, like run that lineup against Atlanta, I don't think he is inclined to do them again. He is a relatively young coach, and he is still in that I need to get kicked in the ass to learn a lesson phase. He's still in it. It's okay. By the end of the season, look, what you hope, right? What I hope with my children is that whatever whatever battle they have to face, they approach it the right way and they do the right thing. That they don't have to get, confrontation comes, they don't have to get kicked in the ass to learn the lesson. And you can't avoid that with a young person. Every now and again, a young person is going to do some dumb shit in which they got to get kicked in the ass to learn the lesson. You hope they don't have to, but they're going. A lot of people are just built that way. Let me learn on my own, right? Let me make my mistake. Thing is, some mistakes are irrecoverable, and that's what you don't want to happen. But I don't see him making huge mistakes like that. I don't see him tripping like he did last year in the playoffs, in which he basically told the team, I only trust 5 of you guys. All season long, I've only trust 5 of you guys. I don't see him doing that anymore. I see him being deeper, being more mature, and yo, man, the dude deserves credit for that. You know, whenever you see a young person grow up and understand and learn and get better, you have to applaud that. You know, you like to think that the Lakers would have a more experienced coach who wouldn't have to do that. They don't. JJ is our guy. He's going to be our guy for a long time. And with that being said, man, hey, as long as you recognize and you're not so full of yourself that you can't change and grow, and man, I'm in your corner. But the second I see you make it about you, I gotta jump your shit. It's just what it is. You know, you're old enough to know better. He is. He's old enough to know better. I don't care how experienced he is as a coach. He's old enough to know better, that it can't be about him. Lauri Markkanen being covered by Marcus Smart is about JJ Redick. Don't tell me you had to get Marcus Smart minutes. If that's the only spot you could find to give him minutes is to play defense on Lauri Markkanen, knowing Marcus Smart is a negative offensive player, stop bullshitting yourself, man. Get over it. But, hey, man, I'm cool. JJ, just keep growing, bro. You keep growing, everybody's going to be cool with you. All right, y'all, this is a Pure Uncut Lakers. Please like and subscribe. We'll hit you up another time.